Hey folks, Rick Brown here with Bayou knives again. I want to make another little video, kind of a beginner's tip. Maybe help out some beginning knife makers or some folks just on a tight budget. First off, you might notice I had a little accident. I hadn't trimmed my goatee in about 3 weeks while I was on vacation. So when I got back last night, I was going to trim it. I made one of them little oops mistakes with the trimmer and cut a big gash in it, so I just had to trim the center of it out and have to let it go back, so I'm kind of Fu Manchu now. But anyway, today I want to talk about grinding belts. When I first started, I was on a real tight budget, as a lot of folks are these days, so I was trying to spend as little money as I could. And when I got my first little grinder, I got a Harbor Freight 1x30 grinder, I bought the cheap aluminum oxide belts, thinking I would save a little money. But what I didn't know was that if you're grinding metal, you'll use 3 to 4 times these. They get hot, they burn out, they're just not made for metal. They're real good for grinding, for shaping in wood, sanding wood, or bone, or micarta, or most of your handle materials, but they're not made for metal, and even though they're cheaper, you're going to use up more of them, and it'll take you longer, and it's going to get hotter using it. So I soon found out that if you just bite the bullet and buy these ceramic belts, now this is a Norton Blaze 36 grit ceramic belt. They last 3 times as long. They don't get as hot. They cut metal so much faster than the aluminum oxide that your time is also cut down by using them. So even if you're using the little 1 inch by 30 grinder by Harbor Freight or any of the other places that sell that little grinder, get good belts. Go to truegrit.com where I get my belts, and order the good ones. Order ceramic belts to cut your aluminum. Cut your metal. Another thing is, of course, I've been working with the 2x72 Grizzly, and when I ordered the Grizzly grinder, I went ahead and ordered a variety of belts, all the way up to 2500 grit, and I ordered different types because I wanted to see what works best. Of course, now, this is another Norton Blaze ceramic in 36 grit. And I'm real pleased with it, fast cutting, just unbelievable, wearing real well. I've already profiled 14 knives with it, and still going strong. And then, now this is a Norton, this is the Norton blue ceramic. I want to try it. It's in a set 60 grit, it's Norzon Plus by Norton, the blue one ceramic, but it's still a Norton belt, and ceramic. And then this one is a 3M. It's an 80 grit. It's a 3M resin bond. And I'm just trying to see which ones last the longest, which ones hold up the best, so that I know when I reorder what to get. Then I also bought some of these 3M Trizact belts, ones they call the gator belt. I don't know if you can see that, but it's supposed to not load up with material. It's supposed to run cooler because it has these little cooling gap between it. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I done used these belts here already, and I am highly impressed with this belt, this Trizact gator belt. I really like it. I'm probably gonna use more and more of these. They cost a little more, but I'm seeing that they also last longer. And I also bought some of these, I think these are 3M. Yeah, 3M. Hard to read it. These are Trizacts also, but they're not the gator belt. They're just they're a cloth backed belt. And I've got some of these in 700, 900, 1200, 2500 grit. I haven't used them yet, and I'm going to see how they do. and I'll do a review on them later. But my point is about belts is experiment. When you get a little money, get a little head, experiment and see what works best for you. I'm not saying that this is absolutely use this and nothing else, or you're wrong, because this is just my opinion, and that 50 cents won't buy you a cup of coffee these days. But I've been using them, and I'm trying the different kinds to decide what works best for me. And right now, I'm looking at, I like the Blaze belts for roughing out up through about 120 grit. I really like the ceramic Blaze belt. For my mid-range in the 180, 240, 400, 600, I like these gator belts by 3Ms. And I really like them. So that'll probably be how I go. Then when I start finishing sanding a knife, I'll try out these Trizac polyester cloth back belts and see how they do. But I think these are going to be really good up to the 2500 grit. So if you're just starting out and you're on a budget, take this into consideration. Sometimes cheaper is not better. Now, if you can find you a deal on these ceramic belts, if you can buy this 3M cheaper than you can buy this Morton Blaze, then that may be okay, as long as it's a ceramic belt and it'll hold up through a few knives to make it cost effective to use these, because these belts run anywhere from $3–4 for maybe the 1x30s, versus you get a whole pack of 5 of these aluminum oxides for a couple bucks, up to $10 for some of these 2x72s. But in the long run, you get to make more production out of that $10. You get to stretch it farther by using it. These belts here makes your money go further. But if you're on a tight budget, take it in consideration, but get you some good belts. Cut corners somewhere else, but get good grinding belts. I found that out the hard way by using what I had, and I was buying them aluminum oxides thinking I was saving money, and I was actually just costing myself time. I was saving money, but I was costing myself time in production. So maybe some of you beginners or people on a tight budget, take that little tip, and maybe it'll help you, and I hope it does, and I hope you really start enjoying making knives, and just want to try to help some folks out to avoid some of the pitfalls that I went through. So this is Rick Brown, Proville, Louisiana with Bayou Knives, and like I always say, have a great day and a better tomorrow. P.S. This is another little note I wanted to add on about the grinding belts. Get you a good grinding belt cleaner. It'll make your belts last a lot longer and save you money. Use it religiously, it'll make your belt last a lot longer.